What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day. Had a great trading week last week. I know it's been a while since I actually came back on to actually stream a weekly analysis. It's just that I've just been bombarded with like work, and yeah, now I'm just really just back and I'm happy, and I just can't wait to really get back into things on my weekly analysis. And plus, I've been personally doing some personal trades and back testing for the most part. And before we actually get started, we're going to be going over the calendar. Then we're going to go over the weekly analysis of June 11th to the 16th. And with all this being said, I just want to put a quick disclaimer that I am not responsible for any profits that you make, any gains, or any losses that you actually take. All that being said, let's jump right into the calendar and see what we're going to be looking for this week. Alright, so starting off the day with Sunday, we don't really have anything, and same thing with Monday. We probably have Australian news for someone that's actually speaking, but it just have very little impact on the market. Let's see, coming down to Tuesday, we've got some CPI for the British pound. And for those that's actually traded the British pound last week, that you see that the British pound actually weakened towards a lot of peers. And we'll see that when we start analyzing everything. So jumping down furthermore on Tuesday, we don't have that much high impact news. And jumping down to Wednesday, we have a lot of high impact news for USD, where we have FOMC, and we also have the press conference for them as well. And we jump down to Australian, that we have employment rates. So this is something to actually look out for on every Australian dollar pair. Jump it down to Thursday, we have Swiss news for labor rate, and they also have a press conference. So, and that's going to be going during the London session. So I believe British pound Swiss would be very great pair to look at during this time. So coming down even furthermore, we have more British pound news in the morning going into the New York session, where we have bank rate votes and official bank rates. And coming down, we have unemployment claims. So this will see if how the dollar index, how it will actually impact that and the value of the dollar goes. Then jumping down to Friday on the last day of the week, um, before the market close, we have the BOJ Bank of Japan, and we have the policy rate and a press conference. So we're going to be looking for pretty much yen peers to shine on that, and just really looking for the rest of the day. We don't really see any much but building permits and probably someone speaking for USD with FOMC. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's jump right into the charts. Give me one second. One second. Alright. Cool. Bada boom. Alright. Oops. There we go. Alright. So first pair that we're going to be looking for at today for this weekly analysis is that we're going to look at Euro USD on a I'm sorry, Euro USD on a 4-hour chart, and seeing how it actually kind of consolidate. We're seeing the market actually coming back to test out this support and resistance zone as you look in the past. So what we're just looking for is another push down, a continuation downward to this major area, and see like bullish price action in that area. As soon as we get to that bullish price action, want to see a continuation up to these lows, or to these highs looking left, or continuation higher. Next up we have is Swiss, USD Swiss, and we're on a 4-hour chart. And what we're just looking for is where the market is actually testing right now. And we got some bearish price action right here. And as you see that it hold up as support right here, and also hold up as a resistance right here. And it looked like it's holding up as a resistance point at this area. So what we're just looking for this week is more bearish confirmation. You get straight to the bearish confirmation, we're probably going to see this come all the way down to these lows, looking left, or potentially even lower as we jump down to the daily, that we have like this major support zone. So we probably may see a continuation downward to the 95, 97 zone. Next up we have is AUD USD, and we're looking on the daily chart. And last week it actually pushed and broke above this resistance and the support area. So what we're just really looking for, and since that we're in an uptrend now, is that we're just looking for a pullback to that recent breakout zone. And as soon as we get to that breakout zone, we're just looking for bullish evidence. Go straight to that bullish evidence. We just want to see a continuation higher to that pullback high. Either to that pullback high or to these highs right here, looking left, or potentially all the way up to the 70.07. Next up we have is British Pound USD, and we also on a daily chart. And with that British Pound news, that president election, we saw that the British Pound actually weakened towards a lot of peers. So what we're just really looking for is two counter measuring points. Is one, if the market actually comes back up and tests out this zone again at the 128 zone, that we're just looking for bearish evidence. And we get straight to the bearish evidence, we're just looking for it to push down to these lows, looking left, or potentially even lower to that 126. And I also want to highlight the 126. If the market actually comes all the way down to the 126, that we're just looking for bullish evidence. And get straight to the bullish evidence, we want to see probably a push up to these lows, looking left, or potentially even higher on a 128. Next up we have is USD JAPY or JPY yen. So what we're just looking for this week is where the market actually is in a recent pullback after really breaking out of these lows, looking left, and the market actually came back up and test that pullback on these lows. So what we're just looking for this week is probably a continuation all the way down to the 108 zone, which is down here, or to these lows. It already filled in that gap in the previous section, if you look left. And so we're just seeing, probably want to see a nice push down to that 108 zone and look for bullish evidence, and probably see a counter trend trade. And as soon as we get that bullish evidence at that area, probably want to see the market come up to these low, looking left, where that gap is, or probably potentially even higher in this market. Next up we have is NZD USD, and what we're just really looking for on this daily chart is where the market is about to test right now, and that is actually the 72.28 zone. Yes, 72.28 zone. So what we're just looking for this week is a push up to that 72.28 zone and get that bearish evidence into that area. As soon as we get to that bearish evidence, want to see it probably a push down all the way down to these lows looking left, or just probably potentially coming all the way down to that 74 zone. 70.41 zone, sorry. And I just want to really just highlight is that these dark reds that I have on my charts, those are usually weekly or monthly resistance or support zones. Well, resistance zones for my red. And if you see like a dark blue is pretty much a strong weekly and monthly support zone. And with that being said, let's move on. Next up we have is gold. And what we just look for is that we on the daily chart. And what we're looking for this week is that that price rejected from this resistance area. As you see and look back, that it hold up as support. I mean, hold up as resistance, sorry, in the past. And it continued to hold up as resistance in the past. And also is that we're in this uptrend channel. So it's really bouncing back and forth in this channel a lot. And another thing is that I also have this downward trend. This is a weekly downward trend, weekly or monthly downward trend. So it really respected that trend line that I had. So what we're just literally looking for on this daily chart is probably a push all the way down to the 150 zone, 150 or 125. And as soon as we get straight to that area, we're going to be looking for, where's my, oh, there we go. We're just going to be looking for bullish evidence into that area. Get straight to that bullish evidence. You want to see it probably push up all the way up to these highs, lows looking left, or just potentially coming all the way up to that 190 zone. I mean that 1290 zone right here. Next up we have is silver, and we're on the daily chart, and what we're just looking for is where the market is actually testing right now. And that is actually that 17 zone, that 1728 zone. So what we're just really looking for this week is probably a little push down into the zone, and we're just looking for bullish evidence either on a daily or 4-hour chart. And as soon as we get that bullish evidence, we want to probably see a continuation upward to these highs right here, or potentially all the way high, all the way up to this 1854. And as you see that if I draw a daily trend line right here, is that we're in an uptrend. So the market is just naturally just pulling back and testing out this zone again, as we see. Next up we have is AUD CAD, which performed really well last week. And we got our bullish evidence into that little major support area. And now we're in a uptrend and the market is actually coming back down for a pullback. So probably you'll be looking for entries on the 4-hour and probably see a continuation on with this uptrend. Now that we're in the uptrend, we're just looking for a push all the way up to that 103 zone. And we get straight to that 103 zone. What we're just looking for this week, if the market actually comes and tests this zone, we're looking for bearish evidence and probably see a push all the way down to that pullback high right here, or probably potentially even lower to that 99. Next up we have is Euro NZD, and we're on a 4-hour chart. And what we're just looking for this week is for the market to come up to that 154 zone, which is right here. And we get straight to that zone, which is looking for bearish evidence. Probably see a push down all the way down to that low, that pullback low, or probably potentially right here at this 154 zone, or even a continuation either further down to really fill in this gap when you look left. Next up we have is Euro Swiss, and as we know that we have a lot of Swiss news, let's see, we have a lot of Swiss news. Just saw it on Thursday. Here we go. So this may heavily impact this pair particularly, and probably see a downward trend and filling in this gap right here. So the market already tested the 108 zone, which is right here, for a good bit. And now we're just looking for more bearish evidence into this area. And as soon as we get that bearish evidence and a push out of this consolidation zone on this 4 hour, probably, as we jump down to the 4 hour. As soon as we got the breakout, we just want to see a continuation down to these lows right here before this gap, or probably potentially breaking out of this zone and filling in this whole gap right here in this market. Next up we have is Euro GBP. We're on the daily chart, and as you see that the market is kind of respecting this 87.68 zone. So we're just looking for right now is that we're just looking for bearish evidence. And the reason why, because this particular area hold up as resistance numerous times in the past, as right here, and barely tested around here. So what we're just looking for is that bearish evidence. Get straight to that bearish evidence, probably push down all the way to this to these lows right here, or probably potentially head all the way back down to either that 94 or 83 zone right here, which is also a support level that I didn't highlight, but it is a support level. Next up we have is British Pound Swiss, and we're on the daily chart, and what we're just really looking for this week is a continuation down to that 122 zone. As soon as we get to that 122 zone, we're just looking for bullish evidence into that area, and we go straight to that bullish evidence. We want to see it probably a push up all the way to these highs right here, or probably potentially even higher to that 126 zone. But bear in mind that we have that Swiss news is that if the market actually breaks down out of this 22 zone, we probably want to see a push all the way down. Let's see. Probably want to see a push down all the way to that 118 zone, which I just highlighted, which is actually a major major support. Sorry. Next we have is British Pound AUD. We also on a daily chart. I just want to highlight 2 points, and 1 point is actually this is 171 zone. That the market actually comes back up and retests this zone, as you see as holder resistance. See if the market actually comes back up. If we want to see bearish evidence, go straight to that bearish evidence. Probably want to see a push all the way down to that 167 zone. And another highlight is if the market actually continues all the way down to that 167, we want to see bullish evidence into this area and probably see a push all the way up to this low looking left, or probably coming back all the way up to that 171 zone. Next item up we have is GBP Yen, and we're on the daily chart. And what we're really looking for this week is probably to see a continuation downward on this downtrend. As you see that I drew this daily trend line. It's a downward trend line, sorry. And now that we're in downtrend, we probably want to see a continuation all the way to that 137 zone, which is right here, as it hold up as support here and right here, and hold up as resistance in the past. And also I'd like to highlight that 141 zone, 142, sorry. If the market actually comes up and retests, that we're just looking for bearish evidence and probably see a continuation downward anyway to that 137 zone. And last but not least, we have US CAD, and we're on a daily chart. And what we're just really looking for this week is probably push up to that 135, that $1.35 zone, which is right here, which hold up as resistance right here and here. And as you see that I have these two uptrend trend lines, is that we're in this channel and it still haven't broken out of this channel. So what we're just really looking for is probably a push up, and as soon as we get that push up to that 135, probably see a continuation downward all the way down to that trend line right here, where you can probably take potential profits out, or probably this 132 zone right here, $1.32, as it hold up as support and resistance in the past as well. Alright guys, well that is for me, and that is my weekly analysis for June 11th to 16th. And for those that actually, I appreciate for anyone that's jumping on to really look at the analysis. And I really hope that everyone has a very great trading week. Also, if you're very interested of learning how to trade, is that I actually just launched my website not too long ago, and it's my full name. It's juliansanderson.com. And if you just really want to learn, you just click learn on my site, and I just have more information how you can actually get started, and you can actually trade with me. And with all that just being said, I just really hope that everyone just have a very great trading week. If you like the material that I have, I'm trying to really build up a community in the Twitch. And if you like to support the stream, just give it a follow. And I will see you at the next weekly analysis, which will be on the 19th and 23. So, alright guys, well, I hope everyone have a great week, have a very great and blessed day, and I'll see you at the next weekly analysis. Peace.